The Realm. Do you know what the Realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agree to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones Season 8 video. Today I want to talk about Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. This is a character that has essentially been in service of House Lannister ever since the first season of the show. Ever since he was first introduced at the Crossroads Inn, he has went on to save Jaime and Tyrion's life on multiple occasions. Now, he was always compensated for his services in some way, but right around Season 4 is when Bronn was told he would eventually get a castle of his own. However, we are now at the final season and Bronn has yet to receive a castle. Now, for those of you that might not remember, let's go back a couple seasons, that way you know exactly how all of this started. As you all know, when Joffrey was assassinated at his own wedding, it was Tyrion Lannister who was thrown into the cells under suspicion of committing the crime. When it became obvious that he would not get a fair trial, he figured he might as well let the gods decide his fate by requesting a trial by combat. This would not be the first time we have seen Tyrion do something like that. In fact, it was Bronn who went on to save Tyrion during his first trial by combat. So he was hoping that Bronn could do it again. However, Cersei knew that would happen. Since Cersei desperately wanted to see Tyrion dead, she went ahead and made Bronn an offer he could not refuse. Cersei made arrangements for Bronn to marry Lollys Stokeworth in hopes of keeping Bronn from fighting for Tyrion. He was happy about that arrangement because Lollys only had one sister and that sister was not able to have any children. So Bronn knew that if her sister happened to die in some freak accident, then his new wife would be next in line to inherit her family's castle. Now, although Bronn was very happy about the new arrangement, he did go to the cells anyway just to see what Tyrion could offer him. The reason why Bronn did that was because Tyrion had always said, "I will double whatever anyone is offering you."
Why did you bother to come here? You once said, if anyone ever asked me to sell you out, you'd double their price.
Is it 2 wives you want, or 2 castles?
One of each you do.
Everyone should remember how that season came to an end. Oberyn Martell goes on to fight for Tyrion, then Tyrion ends up killing his father and leaving for Essos. Now this is where things actually start to get kind of funny because Bronn continues to get reassured that he will get a better wife and a better castle than originally offered, but that is yet to happen. During Season 5, Lollys is talking to Bronn about their upcoming wedding, but they are interrupted when they notice Jaime sitting by the castle. Jaime needs Bronn to come help him get Myrcella out of Dorne and back to King's Landing. Jaime also tells him he will no longer be getting married to Lollys because Cersei went ahead and made new arrangements for her to marry someone else.
Lollys will be marrying Sir Willis Bracken. We made a deal, your sister and I.
I would have advised against that.
How is this good for me?
Because you're going to come with me and help me with something important. And when we return, I'm going to give you a much better girl and a much better castle.
That obviously makes Bronn very angry, but Jaime assures him that he will get an even better wife and a better castle if he comes and helps him get Myrcella back. He does agree to go, and they do find Myrcella, but unfortunately she dies before she ever makes it back to King's Landing. Once again, Bronn does not receive his new wife or his new castle. So now we go to Season 6. This time, Jaime takes Bronn down to Riverrun so they can take back the castle for the Freys. The Blackfish now has Riverrun, but the Freys still have Edmure Tully. Jaime and Bronn arrive to the castle under siege. This is when he reminds Jaime, "You still owe me a new wife and a castle." And once again, Jaime says he will deliver what he is owed.
I expect to command all the Lannister forces before long. You can be the right hand I lost.
You promised me a lordship and a castle and a highborn beauty for a wife.
And you'll get all 3. A Lannister always
Don't
pays...
say it. Don't fucking say it.
They eventually do take back Riverrun, but Bronn never does receive anything from Jaime. So now we go to Season 7. This time, Bronn helps Jaime sack Highgarden. They defeat the Tyrells and they take all their gold. And after the battle, he starts to complain about not getting what he is owed. Jaime does give him a sack of gold, but Bronn still wants a castle. Interestingly enough, this is when Bronn turns around and says that he wants Highgarden. He reminds Bronn the Tyrells were allies of Daenerys Targaryen. As soon as Dany learns Highgarden was sacked by the Lannisters, you do not want to be there when she shows up, otherwise she would burn you alive. As you all know, they eventually do run into Daenerys Targaryen. This is when Bronn loses the sack of gold that was given to him by Jaime. Then, of course, Bronn saves Jaime from getting killed by Drogon. Now Jaime definitely owes him something big because he just saved his life once again. So now we finally get to the final season of Game of Thrones. We see Bronn in the very first episode when Qyburn gives him the crossbow. Qyburn says Cersei wants to hire him and she will give him everything that Jaime and Tyrion could not. He will get a lordship, a castle, and a highborn bride. Now he isn't about to fall for that so easy because the last time Cersei said that, she ended up breaking their agreement. That was when Cersei made new arrangements for Lawless Stokeworth to marry someone else, but Qyburn assures him that it was actually Jaime who did that and not Cersei. That gives Bronn even more incentive to want to kill Tyrion and Jaime. He does eventually show up in Winterfell to discuss other options with the Lannister brothers. He says Cersei offered him Riverrun, but he will give Tyrion the chance to double the offer. Bronn knows that Cersei will not win the battle, but he still wants to get what is owed to him one way or another. This is when Tyrion offers Highgarden, which was the castle Bronn did want right after he helped Jaime sack it. However, once again, Jaime does not want him to get that castle, but he really doesn't have a choice because Bronn might kill him. Now it's getting very obvious, Bronn is very sick and tired of the Lannisters. They say they always pay their debts, but Bronn has been owed a castle for a very long time. It's crazy when you look back and see how many times this has been brought up. This has been a major section of Bronn's story for over half of the show. He was told that he would get a castle in Season 4, Season 5, Season 6, Season 7, and now Season 8. As you can see by the title of the video, I do not think Bronn will ever get a castle from one of the Lannisters, and here's why. It's actually kinda simple. Look at the current situation the Lannisters are in. All of them are on their way down to King's Landing to take care of Cersei. What are the chances that any of them survive long enough to give Bronn his castle? He told them not to die because he would come looking for them after Dany wins the battle. Now Jaime most likely won't make it out of King's Landing ever again. As soon as Dany finds out he left Winterfell to go to Cersei, she might want him dead because that would be seen as a betrayal. Also, something I talked about all week is I doubt Daenerys or even Tyrion survived the entire show. So how could Bronn get his castle if all of them are dead? Cersei will die one way or another. Arya, Jaime, Dany, Grey Worm, Jon, and so many other characters want to see Cersei dead. This is something Bronn already knows will happen, which is why he came to Tyrion and Jaime to make another arrangement. Cersei will no longer be an option for Bronn. Now most fans assume Jaime and Cersei will die together. Either Jaime kills her, then Jaime somehow dies, or Dany burns down the Red Keep when both of them are inside. I actually thought Jaime would die during the Battle of Winterfell. Since he was somehow able to make it out of that battle, I really don't see him making it out of King's Landing. So right there goes most of Bronn's options. He will not be getting anything from Cersei or Jaime because they will be dead. That basically only leaves Tyrion as his only way of getting what is owed. Well, if you have been watching my videos, then you would know that I also believe Tyrion will die before the show comes to an end. He should have already told Dany everything Varys has said. He is already endangering her life because he's keeping his mouth shut. Varys has already indicated that he wants Dany dead, but Tyrion isn't saying anything to her about that. That right there could get him killed alone. Tyrion will not be able to give him Highgarden without Dany's blessing. The last thing Dany cares about right now is who gets Highgarden. All of her friends and dragons are getting killed, her advisors are turning against her, she no longer has the better claim for the Iron Throne. Not to mention, she needs to win the battle without getting killed. Dany has all this other stuff to worry about before she would even consider giving Highgarden to someone she doesn't even know. That's the Lannisters' debt, and right now the Lannisters are not looking like they are in her good favor. The only way I see him getting a castle is if he gets it on his own, which basically means he would have to take one from somebody. Once most of the main characters are dead, and damn near all the soldiers are dead after the battle, he might be able to walk in somewhere and take their castle without much resistance. That's about the only solution I see. Let me know what you think happens. How do you see Bronn ever getting Riverrun or Highgarden? Like I said, I think Cersei, Jaime, and Tyrion will all be dead by the end. And even Dany might die tragically, so I don't see any other solution for Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. He had a very good run while it lasted, but he may ultimately end up exactly where he started, with nothing. He should be thankful he's even alive after all the dust settles from all the battles over the years. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for watching today's video, and I also want to thank everyone for supporting the channel. I hope y'all have a great day. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.